2025 has had a slow but steady start when it comes to horror movies, and while I haven't been wowed yet, there's still plenty of time for it to live up to 2024. In this video, I'm going to show you the most anticipated horror movies we still have to look forward to in 2025 that have yet to come. And to keep it nice and simple, I'll be talking about the movies in chronological order as far as release date, and then towards the end, I'll actually be talking about some movies that I'm super stoked about that don't even have trailers or movie posters or official release dates yet. These are movies that are in their festival run right now that will hopefully be released in theaters this year. My name is Cameron, this is Nonstop Horror, and do me a favor and like the video and subscribe if you enjoy talking about horror movies all year long. We are nearing 7,000 subscribers on the channel, it's so crazy. And my aim is to get to 10,000 before Halloween. I think we can do it, and you can help me get there. Now let's get to the movies. David Cronenberg, you know him, you love him, the horror legend who brought us films like Videodrome, Scanners, The Fly, and Dead Ringers, brings us this new 2025 horror film, The Shrouds. It stars Vincent Cassel as well, who has starred in movies like Underwater, Irreversible, and Black Swan, so it's already a fantastic team-up. It takes place in the near future where a techno-entrepreneur named Karsh, who has recently lost his wife, has developed a new software that will allow you to witness the gradual decay of your loved ones who have died and been buried under the earth. Yes, it's already a super dark concept. As you can expect with these advances in technology, someone or something takes advantage of the software and puts Karsh's enterprise at risk. That's all I can really say about this one, but I will tell you that if you want to watch the trailer in full, it looks fantastic, and I'm super stoked on this one. I personally think this might be a sleeper hit of 2025. Keep your eyes out on The Shrouds. I think it's coming out April 18th or April 25th. Ryan Coogler brought us Black Panther, and now he's teaming up with Michael B. Jordan again in a new horror film called Sinners. This one is hitting theaters very soon, and it looks super unsettling. Trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. Fair warning, the second trailer for Sinners reveals a whole lot of plot points that they should have kept under wraps, but that's just the nature of trailers these days. And because of that, I'm only using footage from the first trailer in this preview, but if you want to know more, watch trailer 2. And what a badass tagline this film has. You keep dancing with the devil, one day he's gonna follow you home. It's in the first trailer as well. Just love that line. One of my favorite things about this movie is that it's not a prequel, a sequel, a remake, none of the above, just an original screenplay being brought to us by this team. Cannot wait. Until Dawn is possibly my most favorite horror game ever made. It's captivating, enthralling, scary, and fun. Honestly, it looks like the movie is going to capture that same feeling. Yes, even though it looks like they're taking a screenplay and just slapping the Until Dawn name on it without actually adapting the storyline from the game, I'm still all in on this film. The premise of Until Dawn centers around Clover's sister Melanie going missing and Clover assembling a group of friends to go look for her. They track her last known whereabouts and head into the remote valley where she vanished. Soon after they get there, they're all murdered, only to wake up and find themselves back at the beginning of the evening. I am fucking sold on that premise alone. We've got the video game aspect of essentially respawning after dying, and as far as I can tell, after each respawn, they'll be facing a new type of villain, and they need to quickly figure out how to survive until when?
If we want to survive, we have to make it until dawn.
This looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's got a young cast, and being able to see multiple types of villains in a movie might tickle a fancy that the end of Cabin in the Woods tickled back in 2010. Actor Peter Stormare played a huge role in the video game, and I'm glad that he's got a role in the movie as well. This one drops April 25th, real soon. I'm looking into the future for this one, and I bet it's going to be on my top 15 list for sure. We'll be kicking off May with The Surfer. Nicolas Cage has had such a crazy career in the film industry, and I can't tell if he's won over horror fans or if it's still kind of a love him or hate him type of situation. How do you feel about Cage right now? In his newest film since starring as Longlegs last year, Cage plays a man who returns to the idyllic beach of his childhood to surf with his son. But his desire to hit the waves is thwarted by a group of locals whose mantra is, if you don't live here, you don't surf here. Humiliated and angry, the man is drawn into a conflict that keeps rising in concert with the punishing heat of the summer and pushes him to his breaking point. We all know Nicolas Cage is great at reaching those breaking points. This movie looks like a wild ride with a role absolutely suited for Nicolas Cage. Looks like there's a bit of a revenge theme here for Cage, which he deeply explored in the horror movie Mandy. I just can't wait to see more batshit crazy acting from him, and it looks like The Surfer will bring us plenty of that. It looks like there's a new clown in town to give Art a run for his money, and this one's name is Friendo. In potentially the most anticipated slasher of 2025, a fading Midwestern town is terrorized by Friendo the Clown, a symbol of bygone success. This film is based on a book by Adam Caesar that came out pretty recently in 2020. I've heard nothing but praise for the book and the film so far, so I'm really hoping it lives up to its expectations. The film is in good hands as it's directed by Eli Craig, who directed Tucker and Dale vs. Evil and Little Evil. We've got another young main cast here, which could either make or break a film, but we've also got supporting roles by Will Sasso and Kevin Durant, which hopefully that just kind of helps them even out the acting experience on either side in this one. I will say, try to avoid the trailer if you can, because it seems like they spoil a lot of the deaths in it. I am totally down for a bloody, gory, small town folklore type slasher film, and judging by the trailers, that's exactly what we'll get with Clown in a Cornfield. It has been 14 years since Final Destination 5 was released, and we're getting the 6th installment, baby. Everybody is ready and primed to have a bunch of everyday situations scare the shit out of us and turn us into paranoid freaks. So it looks like this movie is going to expand on the lore of the Final Destination franchise heavily. It looks like death is coming after this entire family in this one. Our main character, Stephanie, learns from her grandmother that she had a premonition way back in the day that may have started this whole chain reaction of deaths. Now, it's not explicitly stated, but it makes sense that this means she's responsible for every death in the entire franchise, possibly. There are already a lot of theories circulating around this idea, and in the trailer we see she has this book that kind of outlines some of the deaths we've seen in previous movies. So it's like, has she been documenting these other mysterious deaths, or does she continue to see them before they happen? What exactly has been her role over the past 50 years? And how do they keep the family safe now? So many ideas they could explore here, and I'm stoked for it. It also looks like Bloodlines will have the longest runtime of all the Final Destination movies, so hopefully they use all of that time wisely. And it's going to be a bittersweet moment as we'll see Tony Todd in his last big movie appearance. He's a veteran of the franchise, so that alone will be worth the price of admission. Keep a lookout for a special Final Destination video I'll be releasing shortly before the movie hits theaters on May 16th. Bring Her Back is the new film from the Australian team that brought us Talk to Me, which was a fantastic film from 2023. The current synopsis is very simple, and perhaps that's all we need to go off of to be excited about this one. A brother and sister uncover a terrifying ritual at the secluded home of their new foster mother. So I'm kind of sniffing culty vibes with this one. Could be possession, but there's also tinges of resurrection and trying to bring someone back from the dead. Obviously from the title of the movie. I'm just not really sure. It's hard for me to get a read on this one, but it looks like this is one of the more serious horror films of the year. This A24 release will be coming to theaters on May 30th. 28 years later is the third movie in Danny Boyle's Virus Outbreak franchise and reportedly the first in a new trilogy. It takes place 28 years after the initial virus, and in case you're wondering, no, in real time it has not been 28 years. We're not that old yet, but it has been 23 years, so pretty close. A group of survivors of the Rage virus lives on a small island. When one of the group leaves the island on a mission into the mainland, he discovers secrets, wonders, and horrors that have mutated not only the infected, but other survivors as well. This has the same team behind the movie as the first two, so I have full faith that they are going to blow us away with some virus zombie outbreak bloody goodness. And the trailer is damn near perfect too, displaying a sense of terror, dread, and creepiness while also not really showing us all that much. So I will tell you, the first trailer is safe to watch. It doesn't spoil a whole lot. Megan 2.0. Now this is a situation where I'm inclined to say that if you've seen Megan, you know what to expect with Megan 2.0. It definitely looks like more of the same. But this time it's 2 years after Megan's initial rampage, and her creator Gemma resorts to resurrecting her infamous creation in order to take down Amelia, the military-grade weapon who was built by a defense contractor who stole Megan's underlying tech. A little robot-on-robot action. It's going to be crazy psycho robot against crazy psycho robot, but we get to see if Megan redeems herself or not. This should be some great popcorn flick fun coming out on June 27th. Cloud is an under-the-radar Japanese psychological thriller written and directed by the legendary Kiyoshi Kurosawa, who directed Chime from last year, as well as chilling movies like Pulse and Cure. In Cloud, Yoshi, a young man who resells goods online, finds himself at the center of a series of mysterious events that put his life at risk. A little Facebook marketplace gone wrong type of vibe. This film looks haunting, and I have no doubt its cinematography is going to be stellar. Kurosawa has a great track record when it comes to movies that kind of bridge the gap between thriller, horror, and technology, so I have high hopes for this one. Early reviews are also calling it very thought-provoking. The film has been making its festival rounds, and it's about time to release it to the general public. I don't have an exact date for you yet, but it looks like they're aiming for a summer release. I feel like this one will be similar to Exuma, where it is a well-crafted foreign horror movie that doesn't get the recognition it deserves, but time will tell. The success of Alien Romulus last year showed us that there's still plenty of interest in this epic horror franchise. The franchise has spanned movies, novels, comics, and video games, but Alien Earth is the first TV show we're getting exploring the world of xenomorphs. We're still jumping around the timeline with the TV show, so Romulus took place between Alien and Aliens. Alien Earth is taking it back again, taking place 2 years prior to the first Alien film, which came out in 1979. Here's what we know about the plot so far. When a mysterious space vessel crash lands on Earth, a young woman and a ragtag group of tactical soldiers make a fateful discovery that puts them face to face with the planet's greatest threat. Sounds about right. I just realized in my research that Timothy Oliphant is going to be in this, which is huge news for me. Love that dude. I'm low-key hunting around to get an early screener of the series so that I can share more in-depth thoughts for this one before it comes out. Not a whole lot of luck yet, but stay tuned. This is slated for a summer release, no exact dates yet. Together looks like it's going to be an insane ride, and it stars real-life couple James Franco and Alison Brie. So a couple's move to the countryside triggers a supernatural incident that drastically alters their relationship, existence, and physical form. It's an interesting synopsis there. It's categorized as like a sci-fi body horror with psychological elements, so if you're anything like me, this is going to be right up your alley. This is another masterclass in how trailers should be presented to the audience. It just has a series of scenes kind of playing under this classical music, and there's some pretty like crazy imagery happening under this classical music, but it feels like it doesn't really reveal anything either. There's not much dialogue. So yeah, just more trailers like this, please. Together made its debut at Sundance Festival earlier this year, and shortly after it was acquired by Neon for worldwide distribution. So this will be a Neon release. They've had a pretty good track record recently with films like The Monkey, Anora, Longlegs, Immaculate, Parasite back in 2019. They have a good eye for films, so this will probably be a banger. Hell House LLC is one of horror's newest franchises, and Lineage will be the fifth and final installment. This is the first Hell House movie to get a theatrical release, and it's also ditching the found footage format. At first, I didn't mind that very much, but then I watched 825 Forest Road, which was just released on Shudder. It was written and directed by Stephen Cognetti, the creator of Hell House, and it just wasn't my cup of tea, so I guess we'll see what happens. The synopsis reads, haunted by visions and recurring nightmares years after a near-death experience, Vanessa Shepard finds herself living in the town of Abaddon, unable to break free from its unexplainable hold on her. When people around her suddenly and inexplicably begin to die, she soon uncovers her terrifying connection to the Abaddon Hotel, the Carmichael Manor, and the mysterious murders that have been occurring for decades. So this is what we know about the film so far. They are abandoning the found footage approach with Lineage, like I said, so it'll be a traditional type of film. And judging by a teaser that they just dropped, they're kind of hinting that this one will link together all of the previous films, which is a very interesting idea. I wonder what they'll do there. This flick should be coming to theaters in August before being released to streaming on Shudder as well. So now we're in the territory of movies that some are confirmed to be coming out this year and some just aren't. Black Phone 2, there's no trailer for it or poster or anything, but it has been said that it's going to be coming out on October 17th. Black Phone, the first one, wasn't like my favorite film, but I did enjoy it. So I'm kind of interested to see where they go with Black Phone 2, especially considering how Black Phone ends. Another confirmed movie that's coming out this year is Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. I'm so excited for this one. It's going to be just a beautiful gothic tale. I can already tell. This one's slated for November. This one is being distributed by Netflix, so obviously it's going to go to streaming. But I wonder if they're going to kind of be doing a theatrical release for it as well leading up to that. I hope that they do. This seems like the kind of film that you would want to see in the theaters, but we will just have to see. So this next set of movies is where the real gems are. These are movies that are in their festival run right now. A lot of them don't even have trailers or movie posters, but I think that reading the synopsis alone will kind of intrigue you. They intrigued me, and that's why I've included them on this list. So this first one is Good Boy. It's about a dog. His name is Indy, and he is always by his human Todd's side. When Todd seeks quiet in an empty family home in the countryside, Indy finds that there's a strange, malevolent presence lurking in the shadows, an evil that only he can sense. So it sounds like we're getting this horror movie from the perspective of the dog. It's shot entirely from his perspective, and it's Ben Leonberg's first feature, balances bark with bite, whatever that means. So that'll be interesting. I'm not sure how excited I am for it. It'll just be interesting. Let's leave it at that. It sounds super interesting. It's about a has-been science teacher, Hank. He's the only one that's suspicious of the ick. It's a pervasive, gooey growth that has permeated through his town. It is seemingly harmless until now. Teaming up with student Grace, Hank must fight to stop this parasitic alien and the apathy of the town it is absorbing. Now, this is the part that really got me. It's laced with 2000s emo and pop punk hits, let's go, and Joseph Kahn brings frenetic energy to this sci-fi horror satire. So it looks like it's going to be a funny, fun, kind of satire horror film. It ends, looks like it's going to be a little bit more serious. 4 recent college grads out for an innocent late-night drive find themselves trapped in a seemingly never-ending hellscape where they are being haunted by mysterious forces. Questions of friendship and existentialism are explored in director Alexander Olam's genre-bending first feature, equal parts terrifying and thought-provoking. We've got a lot of first debut features this year in horror, and it'll be interesting to see how this new wave of directors and filmmakers kind of comes through the scene. But yeah, this one looks interesting. It ends only has this like promo picture, which just looks like they're driving out in the woods. Since it's a never-ending hellscape, so I'm really interested to see what they do there. Lifehack is coming from the producers of Unfriended Dark Web. It looks like another kind of found footage type movie from the perspective of webcams. But it's a non-stop high-tension thriller following 4 slacker teens as they descend into the darkest corners of the internet to plan one of the greatest cyber heists of all time. So it's kind of like a heist thriller movie, maybe not super far into the horror genre, but it just sounds interesting. And yeah, I'm always down for a new found footage flick. Redo or Redux, I'm not sure how they're pronouncing it, is another amazing movie. I can't wait to see this one just from the still images and the trailer so far. There's only been like a teaser that's been released, but the synopsis says, "Revenge is hard. Doing it again and again is harder." Emmy-nominated brothers Kevin and Matthew McManus present a gritty sci-fi thriller that follows a mother on a warpath through parallel universes in a desperate attempt to quench her desire for vengeance. So we're getting multiple universes, maybe other dimensions, like maybe repeating time. It's going to be a weird sci-fi thriller here, and I wonder how much they're going to lean into the horror genre. These were all films that I just kind of played at Overlook Film Festival. I was unfortunately unable to get screeners for them, but they all sound like amazing, and I wanted to get screeners for them. So I just can't wait till I actually get to see these ones. Let me know which of these movies you're looking forward to, and if you think 2025 will ultimately be better than 2024 for horror fans. I personally am on the fence. I have little faith because 2024 has so many good horror movies, but we shall see. If you need a little reminder for what horror looked like back in 2024, a year ago, you can watch this video where I talk about my favorites from the year. I'll see you over there.